Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Friday Spotlight feature. So this session is to cover MEST platform visa check integration for your RT Manager platform as well as your HireEd platform. So in today's session, I will talk about the integration that we have in place at the moment that will that will let you to check the visas from this from your SMS itself rather than going to the Vivo platform and doing it manually external to the system. So in today's webinar, so if you feel like you have any questions or if you want to ask something, then please feel free to write in the chat box. I will try to cover everything in this session itself. If not, then I'll get back to you uh, with answers to your questions shortly. Just give me a second. I'll just try to load the slide again. Sorry about that. I'm just taking a minute. Okay, so let me start. So in today's session, I'll cover about the overview of this integration, what this integration can do for you. I'll also talk about the benefits of this integration. That is, to why you should be using this integration rather than doing things manually at your end. I'll also talk about the configuration, how this can be configured in MEST. I'll quickly go through the access and permissions feature that we have for this integration module. So this integration will come in various tiers. So I'll talk about the tier information as well very briefly. Some of the important filters that we have for the visa check, some of the icons available in the system for this visa check, and the visa check process. I'll go through that as well. And I'll also show you a couple of logs and reports that we have for this integration. So first thing first, why MEST visa check integration? So all of us know that the Vivo check is free. You can just open a new tab on your browser and then log into the Vivo and do the visa check. But why use this integration and leave the conventional thing that you're currently doing? So the first thing is about the time efficiency. So regarding the integration, so let's say you may be able to search visa for 10 students in 10 minutes, but with this integration, you can search for visa information for 10 students in, let's say, a couple of seconds. So that's one way to save time for your day-to-day operation and eventually increase your efficiency. So real-time automation, that means you can do the visa check instantly in the system and get the response back from the API instantly so that you don't have to wait for longer time to get the response and then eventually record the information back in mesh system. So the API integration works in real time. There could be some like few seconds delay here and there, but eventually the API will bring back the information in real time. So that again uses the Vivo API, but it all happens in the backend. So accuracy and consistency. What I mean by this is there's a requirement for you to record the information in MES system that's already there, but you have to use the information that's in MES system in Vivo to find the visa information as well. So that there could be human error, there could be data inconsistency and things like that. So to maintain accuracy and then consistency of the data in MES system and the information that you use for the visa check, so this integration will play a very important role. The next thing is about scalability. So what I mean by this is that you can do visa checks for like n number of students or n number of application offers in bulk. So that doesn't need you to go to a Vivo platform, do it one by one and things like that. So this is meant or this is built for the large scale of visa checks. So you can do hundreds of checks, you can 10 check, you can do 5 checks all at once. So you don't have to do it one by one in Vivo platform. So compliance monitoring. So you can do the compliance monitoring in MES system itself. You can the system will store the visa information that is retrieved from the API. So you can refer back to that at any point of time and then see what the actual visa information was in the Vivo website, rather than depending on the manual data entry that is done in the system. So you, for example, if you get the visa information for a student and it expires in the next month or so, you can simply check for that student what is the current visa status, when is it expiring, and you can simply maintain your RTO records. That's eventually has to do with the compliance for your international students, that and the visa must be maintained and things like that. So you can maintain all the compliance requirements through this integration. So audit and reporting, I mean to say by this is, system will provide you logs, system will provide you reports for each and every visa check you have done. So if someone wants to see that how many visa checks were done for a month, what was the actual response that they received from the API, if there were any errors and things like that. So all those information are captured in our logs and also in the reports. So I'll talk about the report in the last few slides. So these information will help to maintain audit and reporting requirements for this integration as well. Last but not the least, eventually the integration will make your user experience high or better. So imagine doing 10 visa checks going to Vivo website one by one, and imagine doing 10 visa checks all from MES system in one click. So that's pretty easier in MES platform, and that eventually improves your user experience. And then you can focus your resources in some other important things that that is for your business, rather than spending time on doing visa checks one by one. So configuration. So how you can configure the integration? Like it's very simple. So it's already available in your platform. So we don't need to enable it separately. All the RTO Manager and all the MES Hire platforms have this feature enabled. So you can simply go to admin configuration section. So your super admin will be able to see this information. So you will see a tile called visa check configuration on the page. So where you can simply record your immigration details. Immigration detail in a sense, the same login details that you use to log into Vivo platform. So that would be your username and password for your IMEI account. So the system will mask that information. Only as admin can go and see this information and change if anything has changed, because we've seen that the IMEI account password expires every 3 months, or let's say 6 months. So every time it changes, you can come and change the password at any point of time. So this integration is governed by the immigration Vivo use terms and conditions. So you can simply click the link here, and then this will redirect you to the terms and conditions hosted by the immigration itself. So you simply comply to that terms and condition, and then that's all done. So you're ready to use the integration. There is no other additional setup required. So the setup or configuration can be done in a couple of minutes. So it's very simple. One thing to note here, so if you want to use this integration, your IMEI account must have the Vivo service enabled. So eventually it will already be enabled for your normal Vivo checks as well. But if you see under the services, so this service, which is called Visa Entitlement Verification Online, Vivo Study Entitlements, this would be enabled for your service, for your IMEI account. If it's not, then you can simply request the additional service from your IMEI account itself. might take a couple of days or a few weeks for them to grant you the like permission or the service for your email account. But eventually, once this is enabled, you're all ready to use the integration. Sorry, I've seen a couple of you have said that can't see my screen. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, for some reason my Microsoft is behaving a bit funny today. Hope you can see it now. So I'll quickly go to these slides a bit faster this time and then cover it as soon as possible. So these are the important information that I covered. Why Mist VisaCheck integration, that is to increase the time efficiency, real-time automation, accuracy and consistency, scalable, continuous compliance monitoring, audit reporting, and better user experience. So the integration is very easy to set up. The verification is very, very fast. The integration is already available in the platform. We have a tiered option for your subscription. If you want to use the free version, it's okay. If you want to increase your subscription to the higher level, we have tiered options. You can do visa checks individually or in bulk, and you can do it for both offers and students. So this was the section I was talking about. So you will see the admin and config section in your platform. As admin users can see it. You can simply record your username and password and then agree to the terms and conditions. And that's pretty much it. So configuration is done as well. So this is the snippet from your IME account. So it should ideally have a Weibo service, Weibo study entitlement service enabled. If it's not enabled, then you can simply request them from your IME portal itself. And then within a couple of days or a week, they will provide this service to you. So now this integration, you can decide who can use this integration. Let's say you have 10 users in the platform, staff users. You may not want to allow all 10 users to use the platform, use the integration. So for that, ideally, as admin can see and use this integration, but there's a permission in the system called VisaCheck. You can give this permission to admin or let's say student services or let's say marketing or whichever user role you want to specify, and within those user roles as well you can assign the permission. So that's control. You can decide who can or who should be using your VisaCheck integration. So I was talking about the tier information before. So ideally we have 3 tiers in the system, which is free tier that will allow you to do 10 visa checks per month. So every month, the first of the next month, the counter resets. So if you configure your IME credentials now itself, so by the end of the July month, you can do 10 visa checks for free in the system. But if you want to do more than 10, we have standard tier for 50 visa checks per month and the premium for 150. But if you're saying that, okay, we have a n number of requirements per month, then we can talk about the custom tier as well, which we can, discuss and then come up with a count and the price for that one. So now I'll quickly go through the visa check filters. So like any other pages in the system, we have multiple filters to get the list of students or get the list of offers. So ideally it will have, if you have multi-campus feature, you can filter by campus. You can see by the visa check status, has it been already checked or not, and things like that. So you have a specific search options like student ID, course start date, agents, and things like that as well. You can also sort by like the usual features that we have, like last checked or has it been checked or not, is it on the offer stage or student stage, and things like that. So it's all available. By default, the system will not list out the resident students for the visa check feature because ultimately they don't need to have visa and then it's not applicable for them as well. So if you see the visa check integration throughout the system, you will see a couple of icons like this icon shows your tier information. This icon you can use to check the visa. This icon you can see the history of the visa check. if any API has not sent any response back, then you can use this icon to refresh the API request and then get the response instantly. If the visa check has been done or not, if it has already been checked and successful, if you have to go back to any other previous pages or things like that. These are normal icons that is relevant to the visa check as well. So now the visa check process. So under the visa check, so this page will be available under your offer section. So if you currently also look at your platform and then if you hover your mouse under the offers tab, you will see the visa check option there. So if you open that page, by default system will list out all the offers for which visa check has not been done. So this is the default page or default filter that system considers, and you can change it as at any point of time if you want to do it. So in this screenshot, I'm checking visa for 2 records. You can do up to 10 records at a time if you are under a free tier. If you are under a standard tier, you can do up to 20 records per page and then 52 records in total for a month. So once you select the records, you will need to just confirm and then click the check visa option here. So depending on the response from the API, you will get these 3 options. One will be completed, the other one will be failure, and the other one will be request sent. I'll talk about this in the next slide. But system will eventually send the visa check visa check request, and response will be dependent on the various information, which I'll talk about in the next slide as well. So completed or failure means that the request sent was successful, but there could be a success visa check success or any other errors. So the error in the sense that if the visa check is successful, like student details or the offer details were correct, and then you get back the visa information, then the response code will be success. If there is any error, for example, your IMEI account details were incorrect, or let's say the system search for the applicant or the visa information, but based on the request that you have sent, the visa information was not found. Or let's say the service, the viewer service in your IMEI account is not added. Based on this kind of errors, system will give the response codes. And at a time, you can send like 20, 30, 10 visa check requests, but API may not give response to all of those requests at a given time. So for that reason, the response code would be request sent. So whenever you see a request sent, then you can simply click this refresh status, and then it will bring back the response in real time instantly. The reason of adding this layer of request sent is because we don't want the system to keep on loading and then eventually taking like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then giving back the response. We just want to make sure that the system sends the request and then the response is received. But if it's lagging behind or if it's taking a while, then the user can simply go and do the refresh status and get back the response instantly, rather than waiting for the system to keep on loading. So based on the current API responses we get, so if the status is complete and the response code says viewer account no access, that means the service has not been enabled. So in this case, you will know that you need to add the viewer service in your IMEI account. So when I say the 10 free visa checks per month, so if you get this response, your 10 count remains as it is, it doesn't change. If the status comes as completed and the response code says viewer person not found, that means there was no person with the supplier information, which is the student's first name, last name, passport, date of birth, and country of birth. If this information doesn't match with viewer records, then it will give back the response called viewer person not found. In that case, also your counter remains the same, it doesn't change. That means you're not charged for this request. So if it's completed as success, so this is the only case when you actually receive back the visa information. For example, okay, the supplier information, based on the supplier information, the student has student visa subclass 500, the grant date is this, the expiry date is this, visa terms and conditions are these and that. So all this information, if we receive back, then the response code will be success. And under this case only, the counter will increase. So let's say if you check 1 and then you get 1 success, And if you are on the free tier, now you have 9 free visa checks remaining. So one has been consumed. So the other one would be failure, where Viva login error. That means either your IME account username or password is incorrect. So based on this error, you can correct the IME account information in MES system. In this case as well, the counter doesn't change, so you're not charged for that. And the last status is request sent. So I said before as well, if in case of a number of requests, you only get back certain requests at the given time, and then you have to go back to request sent and refresh status. So that's one button there. So under that case, it will count the it will reserve the counter. It doesn't mean that you get charged for that, but for the time being, it will reserve the counter. And based on whenever you hit the refresh status, if the status is one of these above except the success, then you won't get charged. But if there is any success, then you get charged. So it's pretty much and the gist is that you will only get charged if there is a successful visa check request. For any failure attempts or incomplete attempts or any errors, you will not be charged, or your counter will not be increased. So if you do a visa check, like the API returns a number of information which we will store in the MES system as much as applicable and relevant. So the usual information that we get back and save in MES system is the response code, which is either success or failure or completed or things like that. What was the actual response detail? In this case, the visa check was successful. Visa type was 408. It keeps the visa subclass name, visa details. If you see is the student visa, then it would give 500. Visa name is student temporary entrant subclass 500, and it will give the visa conditions as well. Like there is no work entitlement. There should be the like the OHSC maintain and things like that. So all those conditions are also reflected here. When was the visa granted? When is the visa expiring? So all these information are recorded for the particular offer record or the student record. So you can refer back to the history page at any point of time and get the information of the visa for that student. So this page would be important for you to back and then update that SMS system accordingly as per the actual information, not just based on what is supplied by the agent or what is supplied by the student during the application. So if there are multiple number of visa checks done for a same record, let's say for one offer you send the visa check request and then there was an error. Second time you got the success message, and third, like let's say you check after a month, or let's say after 2 years, you get back the success response as well, or failure response, whatever the case is. All those activities are maintained on the visa check history. So this page will also show the track, or let's say activities done for that particular visa check for the offer or the student. So this is very handy, and then this is very important to see how many times the visa check has been done, what were the relevant responses. So now you can go to the visa check page that is under the offers that I told you before. So you can go to the offer profile or the student profile. At this stage, I'm only showing you the offer profile. So you will see a black icon here with the tick mark. So the color coding means something. So if it's gray and if it's colorless, so this means that the visa check has not been done for this student before, or the offer before. So if you click this one, it will take you to the same visa check page with the pre-filled information. You can simply check visa and then record the history here. So you can go back to the same application page or the offer profile page by clicking back button. And then if once the visa is checked and if it's successful, the color changes to green. So if you hover your mouse, then it will say that the visa check has been done, last check, this and that. So if you click this icon, it will check and take you to the history page as well and show you the information of how the visa check was done and then what the response was received. The same case goes for student. So you will see that gray icon in the student profile. If you click that, it will take you to the visa check page. If it's done and successful, that icon will turn green, and the visa check history has been maintained here as well. So it works in both sections, offer or existing students as well. So for the existing students, it's important for you to consider the visa information, because student may request for extension of COA or things like that, but then you might need to confirm what the visa is or when the visa is expiring. Based on that, you can decide if you want to grant the course extension for that student or not. So this is very important information for compliance purpose as well. So if a visa check is done for an offer or an existing student, the communication log is also maintained so that you can go and check the diary or the offer com log section to see when was the visa check done and the relevant information as well. The system maintains the com log as well, just for recording purpose or the reference purpose. So now I talked about the report at the start of the session. So this is an important log which is maintained under the view log section in our system. So this log will give you the information about the IME account detail recording in the system. So if anyone has changed, anyone has recorded, anyone has removed, things like that, then you will see those activities in the Visual CA log, which is a customer authentication log. So next thing is about the report. So we have a report in the system. So visa check request between 2 days. So within the 2 specified dates, you can see how many visa check activities were done. So how many visa check requests were sent, what was the response for each of those requests and things like that. So this report contains all the responses like failure, completed, and error and things like that. So this is basically a package of what the visa check, all the visa check activities that has been done through the integration. Now for your reconciliation for your, if let's say our team says that we have done 50 visa checks, how can you verify? So there is another report in the system which will only track the successful visa checks. So I mentioned to you before as well, you are only charged for the successful visa check. So this report will only maintain the successful visa check information. It doesn't contain the one with the errors or failures. So based on that, let's say if you're on a report for a month, then it issue 49 success requests, then our team will be coming back to you saying that there were 49 visa checks, and then the payment happens accordingly based on the tier that you have selected. So overall, the visa check feature is very handy when you want to do the visa checks in bulk, or let's say instantly. You don't want to go to the external system and then do it one by one manually and things like that. Or also for the compliance and monitoring purposes, you can use this integration. So if you feel like it will bring value to your business, simply reach out to us at support@mistgroup.com.au. And we'll get back to you with more information. If you have any further questions as well, get back to us or write in the chat box. I'll open the chat box for a few minutes. And if there's any other questions, you can always come back to us. So thanks for joining today's session. Sorry for the first few minutes, but I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you. If you want to go for sorry.